I went to AC Milan and I played there for 9 years. After AC Milan, in the under 19, I broke my ligament cruciate in the knee. I think that I received less than I deserved. I have always to be grateful to AC Milan. To be part of this academy is a privilege, of course, but it's also a big sacrifice. I reached more than 100 million views among all social medias.
What's up people, and welcome back to another video. This is the first part of a Tiki-Taka episode I did with Jacopo Viola, who is a professional footballer from Italy. Now Jacopo grew up at the prestigious AC Milan academy for 9 years, but had a very different career as compared to others. He is still one of the most famous goalkeepers in the world with more than 100,000 followers on Instagram. So make sure you watch this whole video to know about his journey and to know how he got famous. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It will really help me reach more professionals. And comment down below what you think about this video and what you would like to ask these professionals. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button and share it to someone who you think would benefit from watching this. Check out all of Jacopo's socials, the links are in the description. Welcome to Tiki-Taka. That's what I call the series. We have different sections, and each section is called something football related. So the first section is called back pass. In this section, we take it back to the past, to how it all started for Jacopo. So basically, that's my first question to you. How did it all start for you? How did you get into football?
Okay, I got into football when I was 9 because my brother wanted to do a trial for a little small football school near our home. And then I decided to have a trial in the football school, but at the beginning I wasn't really able to play with feet, so I decided to do this trial as a goalkeeper. And I enjoyed immediately this role, and so I decided immediately to do the goalkeeper at the age of 9. After 6 months, I was quite good at the beginning, and Inter Milan noticed me, and then they wanted me in a trial, but the school was affiliated to AC Milan, and so I went to AC Milan, and they brought me, and I played there for 9 years, up to under 19 team with coach Filippo Inzaghi, and then I do a few trainings with the first team, and I started then my career in Siena and so on.
Alright, so that leads me on to my next question very well. From AC Milan till now, can you give us a little bit of your journey?
Okay. After AC Milan, in the under 19, I broke my ligament cruciate in the knee. So I went to Siena in the third league, but it was a really big club in Italy because a few years before they played in the first league. And I went there as a first goalkeeper, and I won the championship, and I was also in the national team of this championship, you know. And then I won this league. After the year after, I went to another third league club that was called Syracuse, where I played 20 matches, and I won the championship too. So professional football teams began to notice me, and I went to Reggiana, AC Reggiana, that was a big club in third league. There I signed a 2 years contract, and they wanted to loan me to a smaller club to grow me up better. So I went to Melfi, that was a really small football club in the third league. To play, but here the society immediately took another goalkeeper that was more experienced than me, and he played perhaps more than 300 matches from Serie B, Serie C, and so on. So, and he was also the captain of the team. At the end of the year, we went below to the third league, unfortunately, and I played a few matches because of this. So I came back to Reggiana, But there I found not a really good situation for myself because the coach, the sports director, and the clubs, generally speaking, wasn't totally changed in the meantime. So I came there, and they wanted to go to the second league, and I went there with no potential because I played no matches the year before, just 3 or 4 matches, and so I didn't play. But we did a good championship. We went to the semi-final in playoff, but we didn't go in Serie B. So Reggiana was deciding to renew my contract, but unfortunately the owner of the society didn't want to pay anymore the society. So the Reggiana failed, and I started to be free agent for the first time. So there, I thought immediately, okay, what can I do to relaunch my career, to have more possibilities to find a new club to which I can restart. So the original idea was to train, just to send mails and so on, But in the meantime, that year in August, I met a close friend of mine that was Riccardo Piscitelli, next first league goalkeeper, but he's really young now. He plays in Dinamo Bucharest, and both together we decided to train together, to film us and film our trainings, to share our qualities through social medias. So the idea originally was only to share our qualities to attract the interest of potential clubs who are well searching for goalkeepers. So I began to do videos. The thing was, at the beginning was not so easy, because for 4 months no views reached, no people that followed me, so it was pretty hard, Then I go to another club in December, and because I arrived in December, I didn't play because there was all before the hierarchy, So I came as the second goalkeeper because the second one broke his shoulder. So they needed a goalkeeper, and they came there because I was well trained, and I personally knew the sports director. So at the end of the year, I continued to be a free agent, and I continued to post videos of my trainings, my qualities, to show what I can do to potential clubs. And now this thought is revealed quite good because I reached more than 100 million views among all social medias and so on, and I'm happy about it. But the first thing that I think daily is just find a new club to which I can relaunch my career.
All right, that's quite an amazing story because you made the best of the situation you had.
Yeah.
All right, okay, that leads me on to my next question. So, what was it like to be in a professional academy like AC Milan? What was your daily routine like?
Well, it was really, really good. As a person, first I have always to be grateful to AC Milan because they have given me a lot of tools, a lot of things that I take with myself in my life daily. And to be part of this academy is a privilege, of course, but it's also a big sacrifice because my daily routine when I was in AC Milan for 9 years was just wake up at 7 in the morning, go to school, up to 8 from 2 in p.m. Then at 3 p.m. We had the Pullman that took us to the beach. So 2 hours and a half of training, and then came back to house and studied up to maybe 10 p.m. Then sleep and repeat the whole day for 9 years. So it was a privilege, but of course it was really a big sacrifice also for a young guy as me.
All right. Okay, that ends the first section, back pass, and it was really nice to know how it all started for you. We move into the second section that I call remontada. This section is called Remontada because it's all about facing challenges, comeback stories, and all that. So my first question to you in that was, what were the biggest challenges you faced mentally, and how did you overcome this?
Maybe this is my biggest challenge, maybe this one. Because if I reach the goal to be noticed from a professional team thanks to the social media, I will be the first all over the world to do that. The first free agent footballer that relaunched his career thanks to social videos of these trainings. It's quite simple, my idea. But if I reach the goal, I will be the first to do that, and this is for the moment, my biggest challenge, I think.
All right. And what do you keep telling yourself in order to stay positive during this time when you do not have a club?
Okay, it's quite simple for me because I think that I received less than I deserved, but it's really just my belief. And it could be not shared by other people, but I strongly believe this. So I just work daily, step by step, to improve my qualities, improve myself as I can do. Because without the team, it's not simple also to play with the teammates and so on. So a goalkeeper also could be difficult because we need the teammates, we need the game situation, etc. But I studied also mental coaches discipline and a little bit of other psychology maybe tips or something like that, because I think that's really important for me to understand how I can improve myself without having a team. So this is an ongoing work in progress daily, but just I focus on myself and nothing more, because I can't think that I will never find a club, or it doesn't depend on me. It is not important. If I do the things in the right way, I will reach my target.
All right. Okay. According to you, how important is it for young players to have a good mindset when they are going into the first team?
It's all. In my opinion, it's all. This is truly the only thing that matters, because I saw a lot of big talents also in the youth academy. I saw a lot of big players that are not playing anymore, or that are playing at minor leagues just because they are not well mindset. Because and of course I saw also normal players go in quite good clubs or also in big clubs thanks to their mindset, to their working skills, and to their hungry, maybe. So I think that mindset, first of all, would be the first quality that agents and clubs had to search for.
All right. That's very interesting. And I'm guessing one of the examples is Hachim Mastour, who you must have played with.
Yeah, I played with him 2 years, and he was a big talent, but he hasn't guilty, He hasn't guilty because when you are so young, 14 years old, 15 years old, it's not easy if you are not well protected to understand all of these things. I'm understanding all of these things just now, but because I'm studying, because I met few people that let me able to understand this situation. But of course, if you are not well protected when you're young, I remember, for example, this thing. When I was in AC Milan, the first day that Hachim Mastour went to our team, he was maybe 2 years younger than us. And 16, 14, the gap is really, really big. But I remember, for example, that he came at the pitch with a Red Bull fridge, with all of Red Bulls, And it was unusual for a player at this age to have a sponsor, to have a lot of things that not focus on yourself, just on the things that matters really. Yourself, your qualities, and your mindset. All of this, So, yeah, but I'm sure that he has understand this, and if he will work daily, he's still young. He's only 21, I think, or 22, so he can reach his goals anyway, I think.
All right. Okay, the last question in this section is, what challenges do you face now that you're so famous on Instagram? What are the challenges that you face on an everyday basis? Because people only see the positive side of it, or only see certain things. They don't see everything. So what is the challenges that someone who is famous on Instagram faces?
It's a nice question. Maybe on Instagram I show only my trainings, what I do daily on the pitch and so on. But it's not easy to organize all, because people could think that perhaps I could get a camera, a photographer, a video maker, only for myself or something like that. But the truth is that I go to the pitch with my coach. I put just the phone and with just one thing, or maybe just a phone only with the scotch or something like that. I attach the phone to something and I film myself only. That's but it's not easy to organize all because it's not easy to find a pitch that give me the opportunity to do that. It's not easy to find coaches that are available to train me daily. It's not easy to find also teammates or other guys that want to share with me this experience daily because a lot of guys are working, a lot of guys are playing in teams, so it's not easy also to find a situation like this,
All right, that's very interesting. It's very interesting to see that. Okay, we end the section remontada there and we move into the next section that I call halftime tactics. We switch it up a little bit to talk about the different side of football. The first question is, how important do you think is the digital side of football?
This is really, really, really nice question. I think that in the future it will be an important side of this sport. Among young people, I think that it is not really, really important because, as I just stated before, they have only to focus on themselves. But of course, I think that will be more important each day to increase the presence online. Because also for young people who wants to be football superstars, I think in the future football clubs will search more and more players that are not only good players or great players, but that are also next to which clubs can attract sponsors. As you can see, for example, Ronaldo is the biggest football star in the world. He has got maybe more money from his activities than from football,
Yeah.
So this is a classic example of that. And in the future, it will be this change will be exponential because Instagram didn't exist a few years ago. TikTok didn't exist a few years ago. And we are always going on this direction. Also, for example, the COVID, this awful situation that is in the world, let us able to discover other kind of words. Also by online, the fact that we are today now to speak each other, I think that's a really magic thing, because it was impossible a few years ago. And for a football player and for also clubs, it will be really, really cool.
All right. That's very interesting. Okay, my second question to you is, how did you become so famous on Instagram?
There is no secret. Just hard work. Sorry, my parents are behind me. Just hard work, study, because when I did something, I have to learn what followers want to see. But at the same time, I want to do things that are not only things that other people want to see, but that I like to, So it's not easy also to find a compromise between what's yourself, what's your vision, and what followers want to see. Because when you do a thing like that, you have always to imagine what people want to see, and you have also to know metrics on Instagram, and so I think that that's only hard work, daily, and of course I was one of the first to do that, so it's also because of this, It's a rule of marketing. When you are the first to do something, if you are good enough to do that, you will have enough visibility to reach your goals.
Yeah, and that has really worked for you, I can see.
Yeah. Okay, but it is the beginning, I think. I like to think like that.
All right. Okay. The last question in this section is, what do you think about the technology used in football training, and where do you see its future?
Okay, I think that as the social aspect, this must be an important aspect for the future. For example, societies or players can use Y Scouts or Instant Scout, that are instruments that are really, really, really important now. For example, for me, that I'm a free agent now, I study from best goalkeepers in the world, thanks only to Instant Scout. That's an instrument thanks to which I can see how other players move, how other players do something. No. So it's important also to learn how they play and the way they play, to understand and to better improve my qualities. And as this, I think that also the video analysis of yourself in the pitch during a training or during a match is really, really important. Because when I was younger, or also a few years ago, when I made mistake, I didn't understand everything deeply, because the coach told me, okay, you have to put your arm higher. Okay, but coach, what do you mean exactly? I can put like this or like this. So it was always not clear. But now you have the video. The coach called me. Okay, Jacopo, as you can see here, you put your arm here, but you had to put your arm here. It's really, really more simple and more useful. And maybe there will be also other instruments that we both don't know now, but
Yeah.
technology is really, really important, also in football.
All right. Okay, with that, we end the halftime tactics section and we move into the next section that I call recovering possession. That's the end of part one. Thanks for watching. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you get an update when I post part two of this video. In the meantime, watch the previous episodes of Tiki-Taka that I did with Javier Pindado, Keen Lewis, and Ilko Shatori.